Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, trailblazers and trailblazerettes, gather around and prepare yourselves, for tonight we journey once more into the Design Gazette, the show where we get to explore the most mystical, the most fated, and of course, the most occultic aspects of your favorite characters' designs. Tonight, hold on to your turrets as this humble... Welcome to the Velvet Room. This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. I am the Starward Crusader's alternate persona, the Velvet Crusader, and I shall host today's Gazette. Now, let us peer into your fortune with a card determined by fate. The Black Swan, a beauty whose gaze pierces the veil of time itself and unlocks the mysteries that lie hidden in the depths of your soul. Approach her with reverence and an open heart, and she shall reveal to you the secrets that memories have whispered to her in the dead of night. But heed my words, dear Trailblazer, for her powers are not to be trifled with. Nevertheless, before we pierce further into this veil of uncertainty, be sure to arm yourselves by liking this video and subscribing to the Starward Crusader. And with that, let us scry.
The dance of the stars, the silent whisper of numbers, the foretelling of cards. I've heard that divination via app is all the rage these days. Yet, this is just a supplementary tool. To hear one's speech, to venture into their hearts, to glimpse their memories. That's where the most precise truths are revealed.
Over the ages, many a mystic has engaged in the art of divination, be it through pendulums, tarot cards, or crystal balls. The practice of seeking insights about the future has always been a core part of the human psyche. After all, humans fear nothing more than the unknown, and outside of death, is there anything really more unknown than the future? It would only make sense then that in order to combat an uncertain future, one would try and ascertain it. Ultimately, fortune-telling encompasses a wide range of practices, each with its own rituals, symbolisms, and interpretation. So, whether viewed as a form of entertainment, spiritual practice, or a means of personal exploration, fortune-telling continues to hold the fascination of many, many individuals seeking to navigate the mysteries of existence and the uncertainties of our lives. Black Swan, much like myself, is a fortune-teller by trade and has aspects to her design which reflect many a real-world soothsaying practices. Say, a crystal ball used by staring into the spherical surface to receive visions, a scrying mirror used to obtain insights from subconscious realms, or even the practice of lighting a candle to create atmosphere. Yes, atmosphere. An element of divination that might even be more important than the fortune-telling itself. See, in many instances, in order to discern one's fortune, you have to compel the host's subconscious by creating an ambience that lulls them in. Every flicker of candlelight, every waft of incense, every rustle of fabric, all of it carries with it the potential to heighten our senses, deepen our focus, and attune our spirits to the mysteries that surround us. By displaying a skull, we raise the question of death and the great beyond, and by basing a scene of pillows, we invite one to venture through a land of dreams via sleep. Furthermore, the color purple carries with it an air of mystery and intrigue, evoking a sense of curiosity and fascination. It is often associated with the unknown, the hidden, and the enigmatic. As a point of comparison, we can look at Kafka, who shares many of these mysterious qualities. But whereas Kafka's shade of purple is tinged with red, hinting towards violence, Black Swan's shade is much more blue and neutral, like the sea or even space, portraying her as more of a dreamlike unknown. This goes to show just how much a slight change of hue can determine how someone is characterized. Nevertheless, Black Swan's purple encourages you to embrace the unknown with a sense of wonder and curiosity. With an inquisitive mood now set, we finally reach the main form of divination used by our mysterious soothsayer, the Tarot, a deck consisting of 78 cards with symbolic imagery used for divination and, more importantly, introspection. When using the Tarot, a reader typically shuffles the deck while focusing on the other person's question or intent. The cards are then drawn and laid out in a specific pattern, whose meanings, symbols, and relationships are then interpreted to provide insight on the current situation. When reading these cards, it is important to note that the deck is divided into two main categories, the Major and the Minor Arcana. The Major Arcana represents significant archetypes that are depicted via scenes or figures, often accompanied by a number and title. You might have heard of such iconic figures as the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, or even the World. The Minor Arcana, on the other hand, consists of 4 suites, cups, wands, swords, and pentacles, each with 14 cards. These cards represent everyday experiences and are there to further pinpoint the individual's specific inflection. Black Swan's cards might not reference any specific arcana, but all the characteristics of the tarot are present within an animation work, be it combat, trailers, or idols. All things said, the tarot is a mirror reflecting the depths of our own psyche, a compass pointing the way to our true purpose and potential. To consult the tarot is to embark on a journey of self-discovery, empowerment, and awakening. But beware, for with great wisdom comes great responsibility. The tarot reveals what is, what was, and what may yet be, but it is up to us to shape our own destiny with the knowledge we gain.
The most luminous and lavish memories are to be sheltered in the pure land of recollection. In the tales whispered among the memokeepers, Fu Li will blend these recollections into the Eden of blessed insight. And they shall serve to reshape the entirety of the world after its annihilation.
In the eyes of religion, and especially the church, fortune-telling has always been called hearsay, often labeled as witchcraft and black magic. Not surprising, considering how opposed the two philosophies are. In religion, you are given comfort as you have knowledge through prophets and revelation, whereas in fortune-telling, there is a base assumption that the future is unknown and hence can be ciphered, an affront to the divine. However, in typical Hoyo fashion, they have somehow mixed oil and water to create honey. What they have done is create a sort of religion around divining memories called the Garden of Recollection. As messengers of the remembrance, they surrender their worldly bodies and traverse the universe in the form of memories, with the ultimate goal being to procure the most precious of memories. In some ways, it's reminiscent of confessors who listen to the sins of others, but instead of confessions, Black Swan collects memories. Further examples of this twisted union can be found in the copywriting of a kit which uses several religious connotations and coats it with a cultic language. Even her outfit is a twisted take on the religious woman's usual attire. She wears a mantilla, which is a Christian head covering worn by women during church services as well as during special occasions. However, the rest of her outfit is much more revealing and provocative, to say the least. Maybe this is a reference to Bible black. There's also a stained glass aesthetic that permeates much of her design. Stained glass is a form of decorative art where colored glass pieces are arranged to form patterns or images and are often used within the windows of buildings such as churches and cathedrals. However, the images depicted in the glass are more than mere decorations. They contain stories, history, and memories. The figures dance and swirl, telling stories of love and loss, triumph and tragedy, echoing the patterns of human experience, making it all the more terrifying when it shatters and unknown hands reach out towards you, pulling into an uncertain fate. Again, there is that dichotomy between the known and the unknown, the mystic and the church, the divine and the divination. When the glass is broken, it becomes unfamiliar and terrifying, for it is unknown what is beyond. But when the stained glass is complete, it reflects the soul and invites us to gaze deeply into our hearts and minds. It is in that shimmering glass that we find truth and maybe even the whispers of destiny.
Mortals are bound to the perception of the tangible, failing to comprehend that it is the spirit and the spiritual that form the true essence of the cosmos. Through the grace of Fuli, we may shed our perishable forms and attain closeness to the true essence of being.
There is a symbol that is ever occurring throughout Black Swan's design. It serves as the centerpiece of a character model and can be seen on the back of her cards, the books of her splash art, the base of the stained glass, and populates the details of her outfit. This symbol is called Polaris, better known as the North Star. Located very close to the North Pole, Polaris remains fixed in the sky as the Earth rotates. This would make it a reliable point of reference for navigators, particularly in the Northern Hemisphere, who used it to find true north and determine their direction while traveling over land and sea. Because of this special quality, it began to gain a special place in humanity's history and symbolism. In ancient Greece, it was associated with the goddess Athena, who was a guiding light for sailors. In Norse mythology, it was believed to be a guiding star for souls traveling to Valhalla. And even the indigenous people of North America have stories and legends about the North Star's importance. In divination, the North Star holds symbolic significance of guidance and direction. And from what we have gathered so far, it can almost serve as a symbol for our memories. Because if you think about it, every single method of divination we have mentioned so far involves introspection and thinking back to precious moments that might influence your fortune. Be it happy or sad, memories fill up who you are as a person and will influence how you do things in the future. Because you have those memories and experience those feelings, you can decide a future you want and dream of the reality that will bring you peace. Memories are the key not to the past, but to the future. Like how the North Star guides a sailor through the vast sea, so too do our memories serve as a compass through this terrifying adventure that is life. So, when the sun sets and the night glooms, and you are feeling lost in this vast unknown sea, allow the light of your memories to illuminate the path before you. Trust in its wisdom, and it will lead you safely through even the darkest of nights. Ah, dearest Trailblazer, I extend my deepest gratitude for joining me on this journey through the mysteries of Black Swan's design. Your presence here is a beacon of light in this darkness, and I am honored to share the sacred space of the Design Gazette with you. If you found value in this exchange, I kindly invite you to show your appreciation by liking this video and subscribing to the Star Rail Crusader. By doing so, you not only honor the ancient traditions of divination, but also contribute to the collective awakening of humanity. Together, we can illuminate the path to enlightenment for all who seek the truth. So, until next time, may your journey lead you ever starward.
Fear not. Unless I wipe away your memories, forgetting me is not an option.